Manny Machado is probably my least favorite player of all time, but on this channel we like to be practical. So what's going on, everybody? It's Dawson, and today we are going to be looking at what happened to Manny Machado when he was on the Dodgers, and then the three best teams for him, and one team that I believe can get Manny Machado the money he wants and win him multiple championships in the future. Spoiler alert, it's not the Yankees. Let's go ahead and get started. On July 19th, 2018, it was announced that the Dodgers have completed a 6-player deal with the Orioles that would send Manny Machado to LA. The Orioles got a pretty good deal in return, and Manny got to be on an eventual World Series team, so the trade was a win for everybody. Manny had a really solid stint with the Dodgers. Defensively, his numbers at shortstop were a lot better in Los Angeles than they were in Baltimore. Sure, Manny's batting wasn't as good as when he was with the Orioles, but that was expected after switching leads, and his numbers were still solid overall. And at the end of the regular season, people were starting to predict that Manny would pass Stanton for the largest baseball contract of all time. Then came the playoffs. Before the playoffs started, I didn't really have a problem with Manny Machado. Yes, his hair wasn't all that spectacular, but he seemed like an okay guy. But man, was I wrong. We all pretty much know what happened with Manny Machado in the postseason, but here's a friendly reminder of the two worst ones. Stepping on Jesus Aguilar's foot, even though he could have stepped on the entire other half of the base. And who could forget about the ball off the wall in the World Series where he only got a single because he did a bat flip. 10,000 IQ Manny Machado. It seems fitting that Manny Machado would go 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the last game of the season. The point is, the end of the season was filled with the sour taste of Manny Machado in everyone's mouth, including the Dodgers, who will not re-sign him. Off-season hits and the value for Manny Machado is being questioned. Yes, he is a very good player. Yes, he is young. But teams are starting to question internally if they could handle a character like Manny. And to this day, they still are. Since we looked at how Manny did with the Dodgers, we are now going to take a look at who the best fits for him are. Number 3, the Chicago White Sox. Alright, the White Sox are the worst team on this list, but when you take a closer look, the White Sox and Manny Machado make a lot of sense. First and foremost, the White Sox are looking for a star player, and they have a lot of money to spend on that player. Now, whether Manny is a star in your eyes may vary after that World Series, but remember the part about all that money? Players will wear those horrendous new Marlins jerseys if it means they will get a big enough check in their bank account. And keep in mind, Manny's agent is Scott Boras, who is like the Mr. Krabs of baseball agents. The guy can make Chris Davis get prime Albert Pujols money. He is literally the Will White of sports agents. But back to the White Sox. They have been on the rise very slowly, but it is still a rise nevertheless. With Chicago looking for a star infielder, there aren't any on the market that have the name value of Manny Machado. So Chicago and Machado could seem like a possible fit, but if only the Sox are willing to fork over the cash. Number 2, the New York Yankees. Now, earlier I said the Yankees were not the best fit for Manny, and that is really because of the Yankees themselves. Now, it has been rumored for a long time that Manny wants to play for the Yankees. We aren't for certain whether this is actually true, but let's just say he sent some signals. Even if Manny really wants to be a Yankee, he would probably also want a long-term contract. And for the Yankees, another long-term contract for them, especially when Didi is back in a year, currently does not make any sense. I understand they are the New York Yankees. They practically have a money printing machine in their front office. But there's only so much money that printer can print. The Yankees love their young core, and that is something that they want to keep for as long as possible. But if Manny Machado is handed $30 million a year, do you see how that gets a little more difficult? Didi Gregorius is already great, and he will only be gone for a season. The Yankees don't need a long-term fix for a short-term position opening in the infield. There are plenty of other players they could get, whether it is on the trade or free agent market. And number 1, the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are coming off of... Oh, wait. You guys didn't think I was serious, did you? Besides, the Orioles are basically an all-star team already. Number 1 is the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this offseason. They are improving season by season, and good news for Scott Boras, They have a lot of money. The Phillies have so much money that this offseason they were discussing signing both Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. I don't know if it is crazier that they will want to sign two max deals like that, or the fact that they could and still have some room to work with. Harper with the Phillies is for a different video, but if it did happen, it wouldn't have much monetary difference on Manny's contract, and it is likewise for Machado. If anything, Harper on the Phillies would make them better, which would just make it a more enticing place for Manny Machado and other free agents. The Phillies are not close to contending for a World Series yet, however they could be very soon. The National League seems to be wide open right now. Yes, there are good teams, but it feels different from the American League with superpowers like the Yankees, Red Sox, and Astros. But thanks everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. We are creeping up on 25,000. Also, let me know where you guys think Manny Machado will sign. I think the Yankees are possible, but I really think the Phillies are his best option. Also, make sure you guys check out the new episode of my show Barreled Up. The link to the episode will be in the description. But thanks again everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I love her off. Said she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart, yeah. I love her off. Said she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart, yeah.